Yeah. Well, welcome to another edition of Real Inspiration. And today on Real Inspiration, we have something that is really heartbreaking on. What do we do on Real Inspiration? We get to unleash the real you because you're bigger, better, stronger, and you can be the best of you just by looking within and bringing out that you on the inside. So, what are we talking about today? We're talking about arousing the sexuality of children, like activating it so early and then giving them a lot of trouble in their older years. So, I was looking at something, and after a while, I was wondering why people would want to be in a house and the child they're just giving birth to and everything, and then some other people will want the child in another room entirely. I've seen that mostly with white folks. And then for us Africans mostly would want to sleep with the child on the same bed and everything and all that. So I begin to wonder what happens when you have to have a sexual encounter with your spouse. What happens? How does the child feel? What happens to that child? Well, the truth is we are all sexual beings, and what we see, what energies we resonate, we radiate from ourselves, it gets to affect those who are around us, whether we believe it or not. It gets to affect us and it gets to affect those around us. So if that's the kind of energy you're sending out, sexual energy, and a child is by you, they could be just 1 year old, 2 year old, you begin to wonder why in this our generation you see a 2 year old child or a 3 year old child trying to have sex with a friend who is also almost about the same age, and then you're wondering what happened. Maybe they didn't watch it on TV because you probably don't have a TV set in your house. Maybe they didn't see something in school or so. No, it might not be that. But what do you do at home? And that's why sometimes young people they get all excited, and when some people tell them, well, you have to be well to do, you have to have a house to yourself and something so you can be able to take care of yourself and your family. Well, it's okay to have a one bedroom flat when you're just married, which is okay. But when you start thinking kids, when you start thinking children, it's fair enough for you to get one which has maybe two bedrooms or so that the child's sexual sexual feelings can actually be taken care of. We always say that, especially our African parents. They'll go like, oh, they're just children. They don't know anything. They don't understand anything. But that energy that you're vibrating around them is affecting them, whether we believe it or not. The other day, I actually thought about it and I was doing a little bit of research. I was talking to one of my aunts and I was like, I don't know why sex is so common in this our generation, especially with the young children, like really, really young. I can't remember when I started thinking about sex. I was quite older. Seriously. First of all, the worst part of it was I went to a single sex girls secondary school. So it actually took me a very, very long while to be able to start even talking about sex, thinking about it. But then you see primary 3 year old kids and four, they're arguing and debating, and this one is saying, this is my boyfriend and this is my girlfriend. And I'm like, what is happening? What's going on? Like, am I dreaming? It's not a dream, it's reality. And those are the kinds of things that get to happen. So I was kind of doing a little research and I was wondering, I have a group of friends, some friends I have. So I started doing research amongst my friends. I was asking them some questions. Some of them I knew them while we were quite young until we grew as mature as we are right now. And their sexual drives were so active, like so active when they were young, and even when they were older, people used to worry a lot. I used to worry as well about them. Like, why would someone feel that much? Why would someone want to have sex all the time, like all the time? And I came to realize that that's what happened. They actually stayed in a one bedroom apartment with their mom and dad for as long as I can remember, till they really grew big before they transferred to a place. And so what does that child see? Sometimes the parents will go with things like, I made sure they were sleeping before we got into sexual acts and all. And I'm like, you think so? That's what you're thinking. What about the energy that is radiating out of your body in that whole entire environment? It's affecting the child as well. So I begin to wonder what happens. It's just the same thing that goes around. People are like, Oh no, the child probably learned it from school. The child got it from some other person. It's not from some other person, it's you. I keep emphasizing and I'm insisting over and over and over that you're the first teacher to whatever your child learns. And children get to really take in, even normally, biologically, it's proven what we see sticks much more than what we even hear. So what's that child seeing you do at night? What's that child seeing you do at whatever time you're doing it? They make a lot of jokes these days, and sometimes, like, I watched a fun joke, and a child was saying, "Oh, mommy, daddy does what you do with uncle when you've gone out or he's gone out or something like that." And the people were making fun of it. It wasn't funny to me because how does a child see the mom in the act, sees the dad in the act, see just about everybody? How does it work? When you want to do your sex escapades, do them when the child is not around. Get the doors shut. Be in a place where a child can't see you. For heaven's sake, you're actually turning those child's sexual urges active. You're bringing them on. And when she starts manifesting, when she starts struggling or he starts struggling to satisfy them, you go getting all worked up and you're scared and you're thinking some other person showed them or some other person thought them. Those things are really not funny. So please, for young people, especially maybe young couples nowadays, we don't want to listen when they're telling us, oh, you have to have this, you need this and this and this to be able to tell yourself that you're ready for marriage and you can take care of your family and all. We get all irritated, we get all edgy, and we say, oh, our parents have done what they've done and they don't want us to get into ours. It's not true. Sometimes they're really much more concerned than we think. And I am really very much concerned. If we have to stop this whole sex syndrome that is going all around the place, even with young children, very young kids, as young as 3, 4, 5, it's crazy. When I see the news, when I hear about it, it really freaks me out. And on doing a little bit of research, I found out this was one of the problems. So you're doing all your sex escapades and the child is all around. Some of them are even in the room while you're doing it. Some of them are even sitting there and watching. And it's okay by you. You're just nonchalant about it. Please, let's help this generation. If we want better people, people who are reasoning, people who can actually work their emotions out and be able to resist temptation, then we should not tempt them. So please, young people, while you're thinking about it, those who are just married couples and you're still in a one-bedroom apartment or in a one-bedroom flat, please think about it. When you start thinking children, think of moving to a two-bedroom apartment, two-bedroom flat where you can be able to get a room for the child. When the white folks do it, we begin to wonder. It's like they don't have any attachment to their children. But I'm sure they have an understanding of what that can do to the children when they're around them. So please, if you really want to get this generation on their feet and better than you want them to be, then we really need to help them. I'm Princess Clayton, always on Real Inspiration. I say I love you so very much, but I always end with this: God loves you way more. Get to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this short video today. I love you so, so very much. We keep it real on Real Inspiration. That's exactly what we do. Thank you.